Manchester United star Ayden Heaven had to be stretchered off in their game versus Leicester at the weekend. It looked like he picked up a nasty injury, but a few boosts have come Manchester United's way. He didn't need a hospital visit. He was working in a protected boot. He's not needed crutches, and Ayden Heaven himself has now shared a surprising injury update, which is giving positive indication he'll be back sooner than first thought for Manchester United. In terms of other good news and interesting news, Fletcher and Mantato, two academy stars rated by Amorim, set to get their debuts before the end of the season. One thing I think Amorim's sin is throwing Heaven in, throwing Collier in, even recently now Amas and Chido off the bench versus Leicester, which he didn't have to do. I think Amorim's thought, you know what, I can probably trust these youngsters or give these youngsters more minutes or play them more. And now reports are coming out about Jack Fletcher and Mantato. Now, Jack Fletcher has been incredible for the under-18s, the under-21s when he's played this season, picking up 2 goals at the weekend. And obviously, Bendito Mantato is very highly rated, had some injury issues, but Sin is the perfect player for Amorim's system. What's been said on that? There's been more links to certain striker targets for the summer. Anana on Man United wanting him out talking. How is Anana responding to this news reports that Ineos want him gone? Where's Anana at? And more updates on Sancho and Chelsea's plan to send him back to United. So, hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to your 10-minute Manchester United news, transfer news, and update roundup. If you do enjoy today's video, please do go ahead and hit that like button, and feel free to subscribe down below if you're new. Let's get into the news on Ayden Heaven. So Steve Ralston said this earlier today. United is set to clarify Ayden Heaven's injury situation this week, but the fact he didn't visit the hospital and left in a protected boot must be seen as a positive ahead of that announcement. We've now got Ayden Heaven come out and say this. Thank you guys for all the support. I have read all your messages and I'm doing well and recovering fast. So that's good news coming out there in regards to Ayden Heaven. He didn't need a hospital visit. He doesn't need crutches. You know, it was a nasty injury. He felt a lot of pain, but maybe it's a contact injury where he felt a lot of pain, but actually he might be all right in a couple of weeks. We don't have an exact date to when he's back or what the injury is, but the update so far is that Ayden Heaven is doing a lot better than first thought. He's recovering fast. He's doing well. He didn't need a hospital visit. He didn't need a protected boot. It's all positive signs that Ayden Heaven could be back in a couple of weeks rather than it being an injury where Ayden Heaven is out for months. And I'm so happy about that because how impressive has Ayden Heaven been? You know, he came on in that Fulham game, brilliant. You know, he came on in that Arsenal game in the second half when Nenny Yoro got injured, brilliant. Sociedad game, biggest game of the season, brilliant. But that Leicester game, that first half is on track for man of the match. The tackles, the blocks, everything he made was excellent. And it was like, you know what, we've got a left centre back and we could see the difference having a natural left footer at the back playing out. It was working, it was looking the system. He was taking his chance. And, you know, that was the one positive, I guess, with the Leacher and the Euro injury was Ayden Heaven was going to get his chance. And for him to put in a man of the match display and then get injured, I was gutted. But yeah, Ayden Heaven has been really good lately, and hopefully he's back soon. It was also said he left the King Power Stadium with his foot in a protected boot and was walking out unaided, as mentioned earlier. So let's get into what the Muppeteers have said on the youngsters, particularly Jack Fletcher and Bendito Mantato. On Fletcher, they said this. There are potentially some young players that could make it into the team before the end of the season, specifically guys like Jack Fletcher. Now, Chido's obviously had his debut. Amas has had his debut. We've seen Scanlon on the bench. We've seen Morehouse on the bench. We've seen Kone on the bench. And we've seen Fletcher on the bench, which is an indication that they are the closest. Bendito Mantato has been out injured, hence why he's not made the bench. But he's saying one of the youngsters we could see make their debut before the end of the season is someone like Jack Fletcher. This would not surprise me. He's been involved on the bench. And with Ruben Amorim, he's getting more comfortable to integrate players. I also think there's a bit more stability in the Manchester United squad now. They're more aware of Amorim's system, which says that he's less scared to throw in youngsters because there's a bit more stability there. He's more than willing to throw in an Amas. He didn't have to. A Chido, he didn't have to, which I really liked in the Leicester game. And Jack Fletcher's been absolutely incredible. And he's expected to get a debut. Scanlon Morehouse also wants to watch. But it was also said that Bendito Mantato is extremely highly rated by Manchester United and very much could be in the frame to be pushed forward into the first team before the season ends, was also said by the Muppeteers. So again, Positive news in regards to Bendito Mantato, very highly rated, very much seen as a player that would suit Ruben Amorim's system, and he could be pushed forward. And I think with Ruben Amorim feeling a bit more comfortable, there's a bit of stability at Manchester United. I say stability, but the system's sort of stabilising a bit, and you can see the players understand it more. So it's a better environment for youngsters in these last few games. He's seen how the youngsters impress, and he's seen how good the academy is, and we know he did it at Sporting. I think we're going to start seeing opportunities for youngsters at Manchester United, and I think Jack Fletcher and Bendito Mantato is one to watch. I actually have a statistic on Bendito Mantato. In the academy, he's been involved in a goal every 106 minutes. He's played right back, right wing, left wing. I think he would be a right wing back. I think he's this sort of Kenda type of player at Manchester United. And that's why I said when we missed out on Kenda when he went to Chelsea, while I was annoyed that he went to Chelsea and Chelsea signed another youngster, I said it might not be the biggest loss in the world. It might not be the biggest loss in the world because we've got Mantato in the academy who's an absolute baller. You know, he's been fantastic the last few games in the academy. He was very highly rated before his injury, and I think that honestly, and I know I'm praising Mantato a lot, but I think out of all the players in the academy, in terms of a system player, in terms of a fit for Amorim's system, he's one of the ones I'm most excited about. Another player I was really happy to see get the debut at left wing back was Harry Amas, and I think he's been really good technically as well. I think the only reason Harry Amas hasn't had as many minutes as a lot of people were hoping was just due to maybe physicality issues, because he came on, he was technically brilliant, very progressive when he got the ball. He made his debut on his 18th birthday versus Leicester, but I think Manchester United just want him to bulk up physically before giving him more minutes, which is the only thing letting him down. So let's talk about transfers, because we know Manchester United are going to do some transfer business in the summer. And one player we've been linked to a lot, well, actually, one position we've been linked to a lot is striker. We know from Romano, Ornstein, Whitwell, all the reliable sources of information that Manchester United will sign a striker. This is what was said by Chris Wheeler. Strikers Liam Delap and Hugo Ekitike are admired at Manchester United, and the pair are among a group of forwards being monitored ahead of the summer. United are looking at Ekitike closely. This could be one to watch, doing really well at Frankfurt. The only question is he played in the front two. Amorim plays in the front one, but I guess Xerxes, being that 9.5, could play in the front two with him. This is really interesting news coming out, because Florian Plettenberg also linked us to similar players. I think that Hugo, Liam Delap, I think Mateta, I think Osimhen, I think Gyökeres, I think it's all on the list of strikers that Manchester United are looking at, even Sesko. I think there's a lot of top clubs needing a striker, and Manchester United potentially not being in the Champions League next season probably will impact our pool. The fact that we're quite low down might make it harder for us, but we know that Manchester United have priority to sign a striker. You know, we want a striker that's going to be ready to start. And we know there's concerns around Højlund. Now, Højlund looks better the last two games. Hopefully, Højlund's ended up and showing improvement. But we just have not seen enough from Højlund to say he's ready to start for United. And we will sign a striker in the summer. Will it be Delap? Will it be Hugo Ekitike? They're probably more realistic than Osimhen or Gyökeres, because we don't want to pay crazy wages or crazy money, and there's a lot of competition for those players. Could be one to watch. Also, Samo of Porto could also be one to watch, has been said in the past. So that's sort of the transfer news on the strikers. It's nothing really new, but it's just confirmation of what was sort of said last week. Now, I spoke about this in my live stream earlier, but there's been a lot of reports and rumours that United are ready to move on Andre Onana. They've already found a replacement for him, this and that. You know, United are more than ready to move on Andre Onana. And well, to be honest, doesn't surprise me, but I think Onana will stay until 2026, because I think while United could be open to moving on Onana, I think they realise there's bigger priorities than moving on a goalkeeper. And I think that's one for 2026. Peter Hall said this: Andre Onana is not concerned by the speculation that he may be replaced. He feels he has the backing of Ruben Amorim, with whom he has a good relationship with, and remains focused on helping United turn things around. So despite a lot of noise that Ineos are looking to replace Andre Onana, apparently he himself isn't too concerned, isn't too worried, and thinks his future at United is safe. Peter Hall also said via iPaper Sport some stuff about Sancho. He actually said the words, Chelsea are considering ripping up their 25 million agreement with Manchester United for Jadon Sancho, which would be a massive blow. And there's a lot of speculation about Chelsea and Sancho, but I will say, I think a lot of it is guesswork. I think Chelsea won't make a decision till May. I think if Jadon Sancho scores 5 goals in the next 5 games, I think Chelsea will keep him. I think Chelsea won't make a decision on Sancho till May, which is only probably a month and a half away. But I think we'll have an indication mid-May what happens with Sancho. But Chelsea would have to pay us money not to sign him. So Chelsea would still have to pay us money. And Chelsea paying us money not to sign our player isn't probably something Chelsea want to do. They probably want it to work with Sancho, but they probably might not want to spend 25 million on him, as he's not convincing. We know that United do not want Sancho back. We know that United are not planning for Sancho next season. We know we want him gone. United have told Sancho he's not welcome back. And he said freedom, this and that. I assume that Chelsea want to keep him. Romano said as of now, he's unaware of any plans Chelsea have to get rid of him. But it's Chelsea. They always find a way to mug us off with Mason Mount, with every single sort of deal that we do. If they can find a way to send Sancho back and pay a minimal fee, I wouldn't be shocked if they did it. Anyway, Sancho would be a good fit for Ruben Amorim's system. I can agree with a lot of people that have said that, but I do think he has to go with the way that he acted. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below on the news below. See you next time. Bye.